Hi guys, Pierce here, back with another review. Here I have Brickmania's M26 Pershing barrel and muzzle brake pack. This pack costs about $10 US or about 13.25 cents Canadian. The main interest in this set are the 3D printed elements, mainly the barrel and muzzle brake, which represent the 90mm gun on the M26 Pershing. This pack is very interesting because we can now experiment and see the potential, the pros and cons of using such elements in future LEGO designs. Now, taking a closer look, this gun comes in two pieces. You have the barrel and the muzzle brake. If you just want the smooth barreled gun on the tank, you can just put this on. If the tank has a smaller turret or a weaker recoil mechanism, a muzzle brake would be required. So you'll see this smaller end with a hole. Just simply connect through here, and there we go. We have the barrel with the muzzle brake attached. If you do look closely onto the barrel, you'll notice that there is a thread-like texture on this gun due to the fact it's 3D printed. I'm not really sure if any other 3D printers would create results different than this, because I'm very used to that. So if you actually get an injection molded LEGO barrel, which I usually use, you'll notice that it's very sleek. There is no threading, or extremely hard to tell. This might be a bit annoying to some people, but it's more of a small nitpick or something I noticed. One thing I also noticed about this gun attachment is that so at the back you have a single anti-stud, which can connect to a stud mount like here if you're connecting it to the turret of a Firefly. So here I got the turret of a Firefly with a single stud. Just attach it to here. Simple modification to give the tank a gun. A lot of other people like to attach stuff via Technic axle. Unfortunately, this won't work. It'll be cool if Brickmania can probably allow a Technic axle to fit on, but otherwise it's a pretty cool gun. I can probably show some pictures to show the visual effect about like using this gun on models. So I did hear that the early versions, or the first versions of these 3D printed barrels made by Brickmania, had a tendency to be brittle and break. So I'm gonna test this current version. I'm gonna do I had about 1 meter. So let's do this. I'm gonna do a drop test. 1, 2, 3. Pin drop test commencing. 1, 2, 3. No visible damage. Third test, muzzle brake down, dropping. 1, 2, 3. No visible damage. Cannon still looks in pretty good condition. It looks like Brickmania has solved, or the brittle issue revolving around these 3D printed elements has been solved, or is not true. So first, talking about the pros of this gun, this is extremely accurate. The design has the mounting of the gun at one end, and the gun tapers off, as you continue off to the right, which is extremely accurate to the cannons in the real world. Like, I try to recreate that in Lego with this piece, but I'm restricted by the length of the gun. So if you want a higher velocity gun, then this gun will satisfy that need. The muzzle brick is very accurate, top notch. It really enhances the look of a creation, and in many cases for much more detail demanding designs, this gun will for sure cover that need. However, compared to a brick built gun, I bet this 3D printed one is a lot more expensive, and if you're a Lego purist, you might get offended to the person using it, or you might be just angry at using something that's not Lego itself. But I'm not a Lego purist. If you break this 3D printed cannon, it's not as easily replaceable as just building another cannon. So you have some pros, you have your cons. I would really recommend, if you're doing a photo shoot, or you're doing a stop motion film, or you're creating a model that demands extremely high detail, then I would say, yeah, it is getting this 3D printed cannon is a viable option. But otherwise, if you're building something a bit more casual, or you're a bit more strapped on cash, I would probably not recommend getting this piece of kit. But otherwise, it's for what it does. I think this cannon is still pretty good, and yeah, I think I'll probably rate this 8 out of 10 for what it is. I really like it. It's really nice to have it. And yeah, thank you for spending your time. Please like, share, and subscribe, and catch you later.